Evening folks, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Darksmoka. Tonight we've got the Sunday lobby of P1 Mazda touring cars. So there are two lobbies for this. There is a Sunday lobby and a Thursday lobby, just because of the amount of people that wanted to get involved. So there are two lobbies open. Oh blimey, we've got a few in the room. Who have we got? Mad Quack, West Ham Daz, Whitey Unbeatable, Ralph CN, Mocking Week, Steve Scooby, Big Les, Dory, Mad Quack we just saw, Pilgrim Paddy, Rear Wheel 72, Zuziums, Dylan Curtin, Ewok, Fizz Ruckus and Convicts Popeye. So there's 13 out on track, 15 in this lobby tonight, 16 including myself. That's good to see. So it is a bit of a first come first serve basis. So all the guys who were meant to race Sunday, they're all in here, and any other spaces people can just take up as and when they feel like. So we've got a 20-minute quali and then we're into a 40-minute race tonight. So we have got fuel and tyre wear on. Tyres are on times 10, fuel is on times 4, so pit strategy will play a big part in this race. So let's just jump to the room. I assume this is Rao has set up quali. With Mocking Weeks, let's get in the cockpit with him. So we'll just do a quick lap with Mocking while we're here. Why not? So full power down the start, finish straight. We are at Dragon Trail Gardens tonight. I do like this track. Either way round, it's a good track. So full power using all the curb. Just letting off the gas coming around here. Dropped it gear, back on the power then. Hard on the brakes for this chicane. Difficult corners these big red sausage curbs, you've got to avoid those. You can just sneak two wheels, as you've just seen Mocking Weeks do there. You can just sneak two wheels either side of that, but you have to be careful. You go a little bit too wide, you will gain a penalty. So back full on the power then. Braking hard for this almost hairpin. We will call it a hairpin for the majority of this race. Again, easy to run it out wide early on the power and run it off onto that grass. Mocking Weeks has not done that. So full power up here through this little open chicane, down into 4th through this one. Oh, it's dropped into 3rd, okay. Again off the power for this one, and then what we're going to go into, I'm going to call the hexagon, as it's a bit of an odd one. You see Mocking Weeks just getting that all wrong through there. So it is a difficult corner. In fact, we're going to call it the pentagon, not the hexagon. Hopefully we won't have some fake plane fly into it or something. You never know. So it is an awkward corner, this pentagon. It's a case of braking around the first one, letting off around the second, letting off around the third, and then power on for the 4th and 5th. It's a very difficult corner to get right, especially when you're under pressure in race mode. So into this double apex hairpin and back onto the start finish straight. So not the best of laps for Mocking, but a lap nonetheless. So let's just run through some times. Zuzu's currently holding top spot, 1:38.7. And his great big pink cosmic livery there. He's only just done that himself. Dory, second place for him. He got, he's just been knocked out by Steve Scooby, so Steve Scooby's got a 1:39.4 in. Dory then down to 3rd with a 1:40.5. Convicts Popeye with a 1:40.9. Evening Stewie brother, how you doing mate? Not racing tonight? Is yours a Thursday's lobby, I'm assuming? So Convicts with a 1:40.9, that's a pretty leery livery you've got on there mate, with the old Popeye all over it. That's pretty good, I like that. P1 Racing all over it, Darksmoka stickers all over it, the FU Cancer logo, it's good to see. A nice bit of livery there from Convicts Popeye. I'm assuming that's probably one of Baggy Snail's bits of work there. So 4th place for him, Ewok, he is on a 1:41.1. 5th place for him at the minute, also rocking the Darksmoka and the FU Cancer logo, good. 72, currently in 6th place with a 1:41 141.2, so only just behind Ewok at the minute. Mad Quack in 7th, 141.6 for him. Fizz Ruckus, 141.8. Big Les Kun, 141.9. YT Unbeatable, just getting it all wrong there. Out of that hairpin. So currently in 11th place for him, 142.0. Baggy, evening brother, yes, full lobby, it's good to see. Mocking Wheats in 12th, 142.1. Pilgrim Paddy 13th, 145.8 for him. Great big Toshiba got logo smashed on the front of his car. So Dylan Kjorton then down in 14th. Ooh, let's not do that. He's not doing too well, 140, he's just put in a 142.4. Still 14th though for Dylan. And Don Dotter sitting in the back of the pack, just ghosting out, no hot lap from him yet. Pilgrim Paddy in the pits now, going for a spare set of racing mediums. Ah, okay mate, yeah, fair enough. Oh, that's right, yeah, I did read that in the group chat. Yeah, I hope it all goes well for you, Stewie. Be thinking of you, mate. So Zuzum still currently holding that top spot. Big Les Kun has chucked himself into 2nd with a 139.0. Good lap by Big Les. Dory been pushed back a spot then. Still better this time, 139.0, but still on the 3rd spot. He's rocking the biggest darksmoka logo sploom ever. It'll take him a while to do it, but we'll let him off because he's got the biggest one of the pack. So Raoul then has been pushed back to 4th. He's on a 139.3. Steve Scooby then 6th place for him. So Mocking Weeks has just smashed through time in 138.5 for Mocking. He's on a charge. He's only just in front of Zuzims, but he's still putting in those hot laps, just getting that chicane wrong. Currently holding P1 on the grid. So where was I down to? Around Steve Scooby, I think. Raul Cien got pushed into 5th. There's 139.3. Dylan Kjorton up to 6th then, 139.3 for him as well. Steve Scooby 7th, they're not managing to better that 139.4 at the minute. Convicts Popeye 139.3, so better is 140, but only 8th place for him at the minute. So YT then just gone across the line, 141.1 for him up into 9th. Just pushed Ewok down a spot, he's on a 141.1 as well. Rear wheel's still down in 11th, not managing to better that 141.2. Fizz Ruckus, 141.4 for him, 12th spot on the grid. Mad Quack 141.6, not managing to better that, also rocking the FU Cancer logo, Kabloom! That's good to see. Pilgrim Paddy then currently 14th. So maybe not getting on with this car or this track. This is, as I say, one of my favourite tracks. This is, I do like it. Don Dotter then just cruising around. So let's head back up to P1, see what's going on. Let's see if we can catch someone else. Right. Now let's go on board with our mate Dylan and go for another lap with Dill. So he comes across the line then to this fast sweeping left-hander, just drops it a gear, back on the power, running it out wide onto the curb. Again, staying out wide, hard on the brakes, hitting the apex nicely. Again, just jinking 2 wheels across there. That's what can happen if you don't get that quite right. It lifts 2 wheels off the floor and unsettles the car, and it gives you a 1-second penalty. So you do have to be careful through those. It is a place where you can make up time, but it is a place where you can also lose that time with penalties like that. So hard on the brakes then for this hairpin. Again, Careful not to run it out wide. Nice and easy through this chicane. Just down a gear. Keeping it in third for this one. Again, careful not to run it out wide. That's the worst corner of the lot, that one. And this one, let's see what it does. So dabber brakes around there. Coasts it. And then full power on these. So again, you have to kind of know that combination to get it cleanly. That's a good lap from Dylan. We'll just stick with him, see what he does as he comes across the line. Oh, he's just run himself wide, so maybe just looking at the back end of Fizz Ruckus, just followed him into that wide line, into the chicane, so into the pits he comes, so we won't stick with him then. So Mocking Week still holding that P1. Zuzim's P2. So Big Les been pushed down to P3 at the minute. Dory at P4. RCN P5, halfway through quali now. Dylan Curtin 6th, so just been in the pits for fresh rubber. Side by side with Steve, Scooby and Zuzims. It's not the race yet, boys. So 7th then for Steve Scooby, Convicts Popeye in 8th. Just having a little ghost. Whitey Unbeatable in 9th at the minute. Manquack 10th. Ewok in 11th. Struggling, he's not managing to better those 141.1s. He's got a couple of 141s, but 141.8, 141.5. So rear wheel just chucked himself in the pits. No fuel or anything at the minute, or tyres. Fizz Ruckus then, 13th place for him at the minute, 141.4. Pilgrim Paddy, he has bettered his time, 143.5, but still only good enough for 14th on the grid at the minute. Don Dotter down in 15th, he's put in a hot lap now, 144.1 for Don Dotter. I'm sure he will probably better that time at some point in this quali. Sticker on the front of his car, that's good to see. So Zuzims has put in a fly then, what's he put in? A 137.7. So 0.7 of a second in front of Mocking Week's fastest time. So Ewok getting some shouts from Stewie. Let's go and find out where he is. 12th place off track. 3.4 seconds off of P1's time at the minute. So this is Ewok that sometimes pops up on the stream chat as well. He's actually racing tonight, so he's taking Stewie's spot tonight. Stewie's just having a bit of a mid-season break, even though it is the start of the season, but we'll call it a mid-season break. Zuzim's looking like he's either chatting or he's quite happy with his first spot at the minute with the 137.7. Not looking to get any more out of that. So Mocking Week's length 138.5. He's not managed to get near that on the last few laps. Let's come then. Fresh set of boots for him. Left for him to try and better that lap time. Oh, he's just been pushed into 4th as well. Dylan Curtin chucked in a 138.9. So coming in the pits at the right time for fresh tyres then Big Les. Having a smoke, that'll be the one then. So that's why Zuzims is ghosting. Route. well, Stewie. You know, maybe he's just picking up the mantle. Let's find out where he is. So Ewok, I'm just let's see if he does a Stewie, and when I flick over to him, he's off track. No, he's on track. I think you need to have a word, Stewie. He's driving far too well to be picking up the Stewie card. Oh, I don't know, let's just keep an eye on this hairpin, see if he runs himself wide on this. There you go, he's Stewie Macked himself. There you go, that's alright then. Well done, Ewok. So Susan's still chuffing away on smoke. Mocking Weeks, second place then. Dylan's doing a Stewie. Third place for him, Big Les. So we have just seen him come in the pits. He's got his indicator on. So I don't know whether he's pulling over. He's using Fizz Ruckus for a little bit of a tow down there. He's already passed him though. He's put in a 151.6, so he has just come out of the pits. So these three just need to be a little bit careful. They don't upset each other's lap times. Mocking Weeks then using those curbs to full effect. Oh, that's exactly what can happen. So you just saw in the background there, Mocking Weeks spinning off track. He hit two wheels on that big red curb, unsettled his car, and off he goes round for a bit of a pirouette into the barrier. So Big Les going for a drift round there. He's not managed to shake Fizz Ruckus. I'll just stick with Big Les. See what his lap times are now. He's got fresh rubber on. He's only holding a quarter of a tank as well, so keeping it clean through the Pentagon. Just seen because that Fizz Ruckus running a little bit wide in the background. Nicholas Could still got his indicator on. This double apex, Fizz Ruckus has run himself massively wide into the barrier then. So we'll just stick with Big Les as he comes across the line. Let's see what kind of time he put in now. He's got his fresh rubber on. 139.3, so still not managing to better that 139 dead on lap 3. Still fourth place for Big Les. Only 2 minutes left to quali as well. So just enough for maybe 2 laps if they can get across the line quick enough. So Zusims has finished his Siggy. He's back out on track. Mocking Week still trying to put the hot laps in. Dylan Kjorton up into third then with that 138.9. Big Les we've just been on board with, but not managing to better that time yet. Dory's still in the pits. The great big dark smoker, FU Cancer and the Snails logo over all over his car. Good to see. Raul then up into 5th. 139.3 for him. Steve's going to be 6th. He has got 2 139s in there, but his fastest is 139.4. 6th place for him at the minute. Convict's 139.6 for him. 7th place on the grid as it stands. Ewok on track. Still on track, Stewie. So Free Wheel 72, then 9th place for him. He has just bettered that time, 140.1, but still only good enough for 9th on the grid at the minute. Don Dotter just getting himself back on track, 10th place for him. YT, he has bettered his time as well, but he's still down in 12th. Evening, Dory, how you doing, brother? So we have just got 30 seconds left before Raul kicks off the race. So Zuzum's, here we go. So final has been started. All the boys pulling handbrakes. Burnouts Devo in the tyres just before the race. Good to see. So round one of the Sunday lobby. We are at Dragon Trail Gardens tonight. It's a 40-minute race. And with the pit stops, tyres are on times 10 and fuel is on times 4. So there will be pit stops. The slipstream is on pretty strong in these, so you'll see lots of overtakes. So we'll stick with P1. The lights are on. The revs are up. They're away. The lights are green. Oh, it's a bad start from Big Les Kun. Zuzims has got away pretty cleanly, as has Dylan. Mocking Weeks has had a stormer up into first. He's got Zuzims right on his rear bumper though, coming round this first turn. He's looking for a move down the inside into this awkward chicane. He has got the inside line through here. I will start flicking through cameras. I've just got my hands full at the minute, people. Dylan Coulton gone for a move on Mocking Weeks as well, pushed him down to third. So from first to third for Mocking, maybe fourth. Conclusions in P1, then Dylan Coulton into second. Big Les Kun now been pushed down into fourth place. Raoul into third. Big Les Kun's going for a move back down the outside of Raoul. Raoul will have a better run out. So we have got a couple of spinners in the background. I'll catch up with those in a minute. So Raoul up into third, then Big Les Kun into fourth. Mocking Weeks fifth now. That's unfortunate. He had a good start, first place, and then just been dropping back ever since. Sixth place for Ewok at the moment. Seventh for Steve Scooby. Eighth for Don Dotter. Convicts Popeye in ninth. That all went horribly wrong. So Convicts Popeye then in 10th. Ruckus has gone past him. Convicts Popeye 10th. Pilgrim Paddy 11th. Real 72 in 12th. Whitey Unbeatable down into 13th. Dory 14th. And Mad Quack looking like he had a bit of an incident. He was one of the spinners at the back of the pack. So down in 15th. A lot of work to do for Mad Quack. He's already 20 seconds back off P1. So Dylan's up into first then, being chased very closely by Zuzims. And he's got Raoul CM Baba for company as well. So all 4 or 5 guys through that first turn cleanly. Let's try and switch up that camera angle because it does. Oh, so Dylan lucky to keep the back end of that car then. So being chased down. This is where the slipstream will come into play. You can see Zuzim's got a massive run. He's dragging Raoul CM Baba with him. So he'll be lucky to keep this place. He has got the inside line into this tight hairpin, so he's just got to watch himself. Zuzims and Dylan Coulton then side by side as they head up to this fast chicane, and hard on the brakes for this third gear right just now. Zuzim's got the inside line, but Dylan's running around the outside, so he's got the inside line for this next corner. Again, you've got to be careful not to run it wide there, and head down towards the Pentagon. So hard on the brakes for this one. Coast to second. And then power for third and fourth. So the guys keeping it clean through there. I'm going to try and go wrong key. So we're on board with Dylan then, looking back at second place Zuzims, third place Raoul, fourth place Mocking Weeks, and Big Les Kun in fifth. So you'll see where the slipstream comes into play now. Zuzim's right on his tail, closing him up. He's just backed out. You can see Raoul's being dragged along there as well. He's just had to back out as well. So into this awkward chicane, hard on the brakes, turning left again, watching these big sausage curbs. You can see Zuzim's hit the sausage curb, sent him a bit wild. But Dylan's still holding on to that P1 then. Managing to drop these guys at all. Like I say, with slipstream on strong, it's almost impossible to get rid of these guys unless you make like a 2-second gap. It's almost impossible to sort of get anywhere. But it does make for good racing. So Zuzim's then right on his chuff still. second place, then Raoul into third. Mocking Weeks back up into fifth. So he's got past Big Les Kun then. Looking to redeem his... I'd say it was a poor start, wasn't it? It was a great start. He got off the line like an absolute torpedo, but into first place, and then just slowly lost places back down into fifth, and then he's just managed to claw a place back off of Big Les Kun. Big Les Kun now being overtaken by Steve Scooby as well. He's going to be lucky. He's got Dom Dotter right on his rear bumper as well. He's got a Titan line as well as Dom Dotter, so he'll get a good run out. So you will see positions changing left, right and centre. As I say, with this slipstream on strong. Mocking Weeks is going for a move on Raoul. He's got the inside line around this first turn. He'll have the inside line for this chicane as well. So he is up into four. So Raoul just holding on to that then, making Mocking Weeks fight for that position, but not keeping it. That's just compromised Mocking Weeks coming through there. So he's got Steve Scooby for company. Big Les Kun and Dom Dotter, so 3 wide as they head down towards the hairpin. Oh, Big Les Kun just get wheels on the grass, looking to keep that on track. Oh, Mocking Weeks running wide through that turn as well. Oh, now there's chaos. So Steve Scooby's clipped Dom Dotter. Looks like Mocking Weeks just got it a bit wrong coming out of that as well. Oh, now Steve Scooby's spinning. Oh, yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. You try and put the power down a little bit too early in these things, and oh, who's that? Whitey Unbeatable going for a flyer as well. So was up a few places, but through that manoeuvre back down into 10th. Convict Popeye down in 11th. Ah, Fizz Ruckus, sorry. Whitey Unbeatable just getting a wheel on that sand as well, and spinning himself round. So it looks like Whitey Unbeatable down into 13th. Where's he gone? Or has he just left the ball? Where's he gone? Yeah, Whitey Unbeatable's left. That's a shame. So Dylan then still holding that P1. Zuzim's P2. Raoul Sien sticking with this fight in P3. They have dropped off P4 of Ewok by 4 seconds. It was Big Les Kun and Mocking Weeks, but through one thing and another, they are now 5th, and I don't even know where Mocking Weeks has gone. 9th for Mocking Weeks. So a lot of work for Mocking Weeks to do. A big pile of cars in front of him as well. That's going to get through those cleanly. So Zuzim's now taking P1 off Dylan, and Raoul Sien then looking for a move on Zuzim straight away. So Raoul getting the inside line for the hairpin. Dylan Kyoto's got an excellent line out of there though. So they will be now side by side, Dylan and Zuzim's, as they come into this naughty little section. So Dylan's managed to take that place off of Zuzim's, up into 2nd place for him, 3rd place for Zuzim's. So Dylan looking to get back into P1 on the right on the rear bumper of Raoul through there. Raoul's just run himself a little bit wide as well, allowing Dylan Kyorton to jump back up into P1. Zuzim's not managing to take advantage of that, so still in 3rd place for him. Let's just jump back to 4th and 5th. Big Les Kun then right on the back bumper of Ewok. Ewok holding 4th place. I don't know whether he's going to hold it down here though. That gap coming down massively with the slipstream. Big Les Kun is going to go for a move before the end of here, I would assume. He's not bothered. Okay. I'd have thought that would have been the perfect place for it. So YT then not impressed with people hanging about in the middle of the track. So Big Les Kun, while I was trying to read the chat, he's got past Ewok, so up into 4th then for Big Les. Ewok's not letting him have it easy. So So let's just flick past this. So we've now got Mocking Weeks made up 2 places into 7th. He was in 9th last time we checked in. So up into 7th for him. We're just battling with Dory. Oh, he's just been compromised through there. Dory just shutting the door on him. Dragging Don Dotter with him. So he'll have to be careful. Let's see if all 3 of them can keep it clean through here. Dory nearly running it wide. Don Dotter's got a good run through there, taking the tighter line. All guys holding station at the minute. Mocking Weeks looking for a move down the inside into this double apexed hairpin back onto the start finish straight. So up into 6th then for Mocking Weeks. We'll have Dory using that slipstream as well as Don Dotter down the start finish straight. Don Dotter's looking for a move on Dory. He's got enough toe, I think, to make a move on Mocking Weeks. So down the inside then, Mocking Weeks been pushed back into 7th already. Might lose this place back to Dory, and Rear Wheels right in this fight now as well. Rear Wheels just tucked in front of Dory, so Dory's down into 9th. Mocking Weeks managed to keep that 7th spot through there then. Rear Wheel just getting 2 wheels on that curb, chucking them all over the place. Convict Popeye not far off the back of this fight as well, less than a second for him. Steve Scooby, he's only 1.8 seconds back. And then Fizz Ruckus just in the background there, he's only 2.2 off, so he's only going to make a little bit of time up as Steve Scooby, sorry, was that Steve Scooby just running a bit wide there. That's going to allow Fizz Ruckus to close that gap on him a little bit, just get to slipstream range probably down the start finish straight. So Pilgrim Paddy not having the best race, 13th place for him at the minute, 15 seconds off the back of Fizz Ruckus, and he's got Mad Quack chasing him down as well. Unfortunately Mad Quack had a bit of an incident lap 1, but he's sticking with it, that's good to see. He's got the Macmillan Cancer Support logo on his car as well. Ooh, keep it on track there, Mad Quack. So Rowell up into P1 then. Dylan Curtin chasing it with Susan still right there. It's been a battle for P1 between these 3 for a while now. So let's go on board with Zuzims. He's looking to chase down Dylan. So we just saw Dylan getting that first chicane wrong. So up into 2nd then for Zuzims. Dylan Kilton compromise coming through there, so he's looking to chase down, but Dylan Kilton with that toe has just come firing past him. He's holding that penalty, but he will be able to lose that. So Dylan Kilton then gets straight back into 2nd place. Both these guys chasing down Rowell, trying not to let him make too much of a break. He is almost a second in front. Got to be careful they don't let him run too far away, otherwise they'll miss out on that slipstream. So Zuzim's still on the back of this fight then. We'll get a bit of a toe, so that gap has come down between Rowell and Dylan, you can see there. Just having to be careful not to smash into the back of Rowell, compromised his lap. He's now got Zuzims just nudging him around there. So back down into 3rd for him. Big Les Cunnan Ewok still at it. So Don Dotter at the front of this fight now. So it's a 6-way fight for 6th place. Mocking Weeks making a move, Rear Wheel making a move. It looks like Convict Popeye's trying to go down the inside of Dory. We've got Steve Scooby on the back of this as well. So everyone keeping it clean through there. Let's go on with Mocking Weeks and take a look back. It's just a melee of cars swamping Mocking Weeks then, all using the toe to get past him. Oh, it looks horrible, that does, with Mocking Weeks just getting swamped, but he'll be able to get the advantage coming down the next few straights. Oh, he's just been sandwiched there between Rear Wheel and Fizz Ruckus. Sorry, it's Rear Wheel and Steve Scooby, so down into 11th place through that then for Mocking Weeks. He was sitting second in this little pack, and now he's sitting near the back. He's just got past Rear Wheel 72 though. So just compromise getting squished there by Rear Wheel. Dory's just run himself a little bit wide there. He is now side by side with Convicts. He's just managed to get in front of him. Steve Scooby's going for a move on Convicts as well on the inside of this turn. Oh, he's just backed out. Mocking Weeks then closing that gap up on this fight in front. Steve Scooby's run himself wide. That's going to allow Mocking Weeks a good run. So he's taking that place off of Steve Scooby. Back up into 9th. Rear Wheel side by side, then right behind him. Steve Scooby taking that tighter line through there. Rear Wheel's gone for the cutback, but he's a little bit too far back for that one. So Don Dotter then, he's just shot himself up into P6. Dory right behind him. Convicts Popeye now in 8th. Mocking Weeks 9th. Steve Scooby 10th. Rear Wheel 72, still in a fight with this lot. 11th place for him. Fizz Ruckus unfortunately been dropped by the guys in front, so 12th for him. He's got 11.5 seconds gap between himself and Rear Wheel. And Pilgrim Paddy, he's dropped off Mad Quack, so Mad Quack possibly had another moment. He's now 7.5 seconds back off of Pilgrim Paddy. So up to the fight at the front then. Dylan Curtin currently holding P1. His position will change pretty much lap after lap, looking at how close these guys are racing. Zuzim's in P2 and Raoul in P3. So there's less than half a second between these three drivers, just going up a little bit through there. Now that time coming down. So back down to less than half a second between these guys. Far back, Zuzim is pressurising Dylan Curtin, literally touching his rear bumper going through there. Three guys keeping it clean through that chicane as well, avoiding those curves at all costs. Zuzim then, he's got a good toe down here. Will he make the move on Dylan? He's not doing it. He's decided to stick behind him in P2. That's allowed Ralsien to close right up on him. Again, not many places to overtake. And this section, you've got to be careful you don't nudge anyone wide. Dylan Curtin then just losing the back end of that Mazda for a little second. Ralsien moving out wide early to get the line into the Pentagon. Again, all three of them make it clean through there. No chance of making any times or places up. So Raoul then, he's been dropped by these lot by 3/4 of a second. So probably just getting that last double apex hairpin a bit wrong. Ewoks managed to get past Big Les Kun again. So these two in their own little fight for 4th. So Mocking Weeks has got himself back up into 6th. He's got Don Dotter for company though. Managed to make a little bit of a break from Convicts Popeye behind. Good fight between these 6, as long as they don't let Mocking Weeks and Don Dotter run away with it. Some great liveries on these cars. I think Maggie Snails has done most of these. That's Popeyes. 72. Dory, we'll look at this side of his car because obviously he's got the best side of it. And Fizz Ruckus, another good livery on Fizz Ruckus's car. The Grasshopper. Mad Quack as well. So yeah, good job by Steve Scooby on all of these. Not Steve Scooby's, Baggy Snails. I'm assuming he's done them all. So it's all still kicking off up front. Raoul looking for a move on Dylan. Coming in the pits then as Raoul, he's decided to go for a pit stop now. He's holding just over a quarter of a tank. Not a lot of wear on those mediums, but decided to come in nonetheless, getting himself out of the danger of fighting with these two. Very clean racing tonight. There was one or two incidents. YT's not been impressed, but see it from his point of view. So Dylan Curtin then compromised through there. Zuzim's going to get a really good run down this straight. Zuzim's not looking like he wants to take this place off him. So maybe Zuzim's doing the old trick of just sticking with Dylan Curtin, just covering him off pit stop wise, etc. He's looking for a move though. No, he decided to tuck back in. Is he going to go for a late move? Sort of 10 minutes before the end. Now, I've seen a few drivers do that. They stick in second place and then right at the last sort of few minutes they just make a break for it and get off. Zuzim's flashing his lights as well. So a really good battle between these. Big Les Kun then. He's dropped off Ewok massively, 2.6 seconds that gap. Let's come running it wide. Not compromised though, managing to keep it clean. Yeah, extending that gap over Ewok. Mocking Weeks now, under some pressure from Raoul, who has just been in the pits. So I wouldn't have thought Mocking Weeks is going to make any beef of Raoul passing him. The other guys behind him though, he's not going to want those passing him very quickly. So was that Convict Popeye just running wide? Yeah. Chucked himself down into the night then through there. He himself is coming in the pits as well. Ewok's in the pits, Dylan Curtin's in the pits. So we'll be racing mediums throughout this race. So Zuzim's then out on his own then. Five car liveries, okay. Scooby's done a few as well. So Baggy Snails just popped up saying he's done 5 liveries. Scooby's done a few. Some of the other lads, they've done their own, alright. Yeah, they all look pretty good, mate. They all look pretty good. So Zuzim's then out in P1 at the minute. He's done well on his fuel. Quarter of a tank. So maybe that was his plan then, just a bit of fuel saving behind Dylan. Now he's got fresh, clean air in front of him. He can not do the fuel saving and put the hammer down. So Big Les Kun yet to pit as well. Rousey and Babel we've just seen up into 3rd place. One of the first pit stop guys to stop for pits. So Don Dotter, Dylan Curtin, he's just been in the pits as well. Rear wheels coming in, Don Dotter's coming in, Mocking Weeks is coming in, Big Les is in, Zuzim's has just come in as well, has he? Didn't show a little P above his car, but he's already been in. So I didn't notice him come in the pits, but out into P2, right behind Raoul Cien, Dylan Curtin, so he's lost a bit of time through that pit phase. Driving the life out of that Mazda as well. He's 3.8 seconds off of Zuzim's. There's a bit of work for Dylan to do to get back in the fight for P1. Les Kun then, he's got Ewok for company again. And then Mocking Weeks, he's now back out in 6th place. Plenty of time made over the guys behind him who he was fighting with. So he'll be looking to fight it out with Ewok and Big Les then. He's only 2 seconds back, that gap coming down as well. Jump back up to the front, we catch Zuzim's right on the rear bumper of Raoul. Again, Zuzim's not making a move down there, easily done. It's quite a good place to make a move. He definitely had the speed. I think he's just backing out, just sticking with P1. Like I say, just waiting for that opportune moment, then make a break for it. 15 minutes left of this race. You can see there how close Zuzim's is. No problem for him to make a move past Raoul there. He's just deciding to stick with him. Just having to avoid Raoul Cien then coming through there. Not quite the line that Raoul wanted. Again, Zuzim's could have quite easily passed him there, but he's decided against it. Yeah, spread them out a little bit, Stewie. Spread them out a little bit. There's a couple of fights back, coming back. So Big Les Kun, Ewok just holding a bit of a penalty as well, 1 second penalty. So I think he's just got it wrong through that naughty chicane. So losing that through there. And that's allowing Mocking Weeks to come back at him. So Mocking Weeks way out of the fight with Steve Scooby, rear wheels 72 and Dory. He's got a good 8 second gap over Steve Scooby. So let's just hope you've got enough fuel to carry you to the end of the race, Mocking Weeks. See the lads are carrying a hell of a lot more than you. We'll just compromise through there, running wide. Dory looking like he might make a move on him. So almost side by side coming through that last section of the Pentagon. They are side by side coming up the hill towards this hairpin. But Dory looking like he's easily made that gap. So up to 8th then, keeping 8th then for Dory. So Zuzim's now got past Raoul. Is this the moment we see him try and make a break for it? He's going to struggle to get away from Raoul. He's one of the faster drivers in here. He's just nudging Zuzim's down the track. Just let him know you've not lost me yet, mate. I'm still here. Not that you can't miss that great big pink thing he's driving. So it is the battle of the pinks, really. Zuzim's is pink, Raoul's pink, and Dylan, well, you may as well be pink looking at that. You're going to tell me that's salmon, aren't you? I'm going to tell you it's not. It's pink. So Zuzim's just gaining half a second through there. Again, the slipstream not set on so strong on these that Raoul will be able to close that gap up just coming up this little straight here. So down to just a quarter of a second then through there. Into this double apexed hairpin. Raoul straight back on the rear bumper of Zuzim's. Just nip back to the fight between Big Les. So Mocking Weeks has got past Ewok then. And he's right on the rear bumper of Big Les, looking to take that 4th place off of him. Making a move on Big Les, plenty of speed. Can he keep into this first turn? Not quite. Big Les Kun carrying a lot more speed than Pilgrim Paddy's now left the room. That's a shame. So Big Les still holding that 4th place off of Mocking Weeks. Still down in 6th place then. He's still holding half a second penalties. He just gained that through that chicane again. So Steve Scooby in a little fight of his own with rear wheel 72. 7th and 8th. 72 just taking that 7th place off him. Inside line into this hairpin as well. Steve Scooby though, looking down the inside. He's going to compromise both of their entrances into that corner. So 7th and 8th for Steve Scooby at the minute. Dory down in 9th place. All out on his own at the minute. He's got 5 seconds in front of Steve Scooby and almost 9 seconds back to Don. Don Dotter's in a bit of a fight with Convict's Popeye. Less than a second between these two. And Fizzrookus is 9 seconds back off that fight. Then we've got Mad Quack all on his own at the back of the pack. 13th place. Sticking with it nonetheless. Good lad. It's all points on the board, my friend. It's all points on the board. So it's back up to a 3-way fight then for P1. Dylan Kjorton's managed to get right on the back of Raoul's bumper. Zuzum's running it wide. Raoul's making a move straight down the inside. Easy to take that place off him. Dylan Kjorton's got the move on him as well. So it looks like Zuzums might go from 1st to 3rd here. Dylan Kjorton just dropping his penalty into that corner as well. Oh, Raoul's run himself wide. So Dylan Kjorton, Zuzums and Raoul 3 wide then coming down this section. Who's going to relent? Dylan Kjorton's got a good line into that. Raoul's got the better line into this corner. So still 3 wide almost. Dylan's still holding that P1. Not letting this go easy though, so Raoul's making him go wide. That's going to compromise his entrance into this corner. So Dylan Kjorton in P1 then, Raoul into P2 and Zuzum's P3 through that section. Mocking Weeks has now made a bit of a break. He's got past Big Les and he's got just over a second gap to Big Les then. Les got Ewok chasing him down pretty closely, so Ewok will be looking to take that place down the start-finish straight if he gets a good run out of this corner. Just been dropped off a little bit by Big Les. Big Les made that double apex look easy. So just a second between these three. He's come then pretty close to Mocking Weeks, not close enough to make a move into T1. And again, a difficult place to overtake through this chicane. Let's see if everyone keeps it clean. You see Mocking Weeks stuck 2 wheels on that curb and again firing his car up in the air. So that slowed him down massively, so losing that place to Big Les and Ewok through there due to that settling of the car over those curbs. Big Les Cunn's taken a mentally defensive line coming in there. He's slowed right down. He's allowed Mocking Weeks and Ewok to take that place back off him. Don't know what happened there between those three. But Big Les Cunn then dropping back into 6th through there. Ewok up into 4th. Taking a really fast line through there, straight on the rear bumper of Ewok. Again, all 3 drivers bumper to bumper coming through here. It's really clean racing most of the time with these guys. They do race against each other a lot, so they know how each other drive. Ewok then just having to pull over. The other 2 guys having too much of a toe on him through there for him to put up a battle really. But now he'll get the good advantage as he comes down the start-finish straight. As Mocking Weeks will get a toe off Big Les, but Ewok will get a toe off Mocking Weeks as well. So closing up again down that start-finish straight. Ewok just drifted a little bit wide through that corner, but losing too much time to the guys in front. Let's just shoot back up to the fight still brewing in for P1. Raul still in front, just taking that place back off of Zuzims. Again, Dylan going for a dive down the inside. So too wide again going through here. So all these drivers doing everything they can to get past one another. All the different lines they're taking. Zuzims just sticking that car out in the middle of the track, making Dylan do all the work. So still mocking in 4th, then Big Les Cunning 5th, and Ewok in 6th. Ewok's got a good run through there though. Close enough to make a move into this last turn though, but Big Les Cunning's making a move onto Mocking Weeks down the inside into this double apex. Ewok's going for a move on him as well. Mocking Weeks run himself wide, so Mocking Weeks just snuck through there as well into 5th. Again, Mocking Weeks will get a good toe down this start-finish straight. He's losing a bit of time to Ewok. So he really got that last corner wrong. Lost loads of speed coming out of that. But Ewok just compromised himself a little bit. That's allowed Big Les Cunt to just disappear up the road by a second. Mocking Weeks to get back on the wheel of Robin, really. He's not he's put 6 of a second back from him. Again losing time down there, Mocking Weeks. Ewok looking to make a move on Big Les. Close this lap. So let's go and check out everyone else. Steve Scooby in a fight now. 3-way fight for 7th place between himself and Rear Wheel 72. Don Dotter and Convict's Popeye still in it. Popeye not quite getting the apex of that corner. That's going to allow Don Dotter to make a bit of a break. Again with his slipstream. See that gap coming down again. So Fizz Ruckus still out on his own. Mad Quack's decided to chuck it in the pits. Don't know whether he's going to stay there for the end of the race and just gather at the point, sitting in last place. The points are on the board already. So back up to the front, still a 3-way fight for P1. We have only got 2.5 minutes left in this race, so it could be anyone's really at the minute. Dylan Kyoto just running it wide, looking to keep it on track there, Dylan. His salmon-coloured Mazda. So Raul Cien and Zuzims looking to make a dive down the inside into this hairpin. Raul's run himself wide, so Zuzims has snuck through, Dylan's snuck through side by side, 3 abreast then coming down there. How did Raul get such a good run out of there? And back up into P1. Zuzims then making a dive through the curbs there on the inside of Dylan, just having to back out. That could have been dangerous. Almost taking Dylan out, that could have done. So less than half a second between these 3. It's getting a bit tight, Baggy. I can see the old red mist coming down soon. Someone's going to get angry and go for a bit of a nudge. Let's hope not. Oh, there we go. So still a good fight for P1 at the minute. Raul just chucking himself over to the left of the track to try and drop the toe of these boys. Zuzims looking like he's making a move on to Dylan down the inside. He might even get Raul through here. So Raul's managed to keep that place, but he has stuck through into P2 past Dylan. Going to be last lap, what is it, 1 minute 40s? Don't think so. Yeah, it probably is actually. It's probably going to be last lap. So absolutely everything to play for now. Now just taking that defensive line. Has he run himself wide through here again? He has. He does seem to like that line. He does seem to get a good run out of it. Carries all the speed. It does look like he's chucked it away, but he does seem to get a really good run out of it. Zuzim's then trying to do everything he can to get past him. We've got 5 seconds left before the counter ticks over. So we are on to the final lap. So Raul currently holding P1, Zuzim's in P2. Dylan in P3, he's just been dropped off the back, but can he get close enough to make a move into the last turn? Raul doing everything he can to drop off Zuzim's. It's a bit naughty to be swerving like that, Raul, but all side by side with Zuzim's. A little bit of contact between these two. Oh, there should be a steward's inquiry into that. Zuzim's pushing his way into P1. Dylan Kjorten into P2, and Raul unfortunately down in P3 now through that. So Zuzim's first, Dylan in second, Raul in third. Big Les Kun then, he's managed to hold that 4th place. Oh, Ewok's run himself wide. Does that allow Mocking Weeks? He's going to get a good run down the start finish straight, side by side. He's already looking to 5th anyway. So unfortunate for Ewok, he was looking good for 5th place then. So 4th for Big Les, 5th for Mocking Weeks through that last turn. Ewok down in 6th. Dory then managed to get up into 7th. Steve Scooby in 8th. Rear Wheel 72 in 9th. So we'll just wait for Fizz Ruckus has already crossed the line then. And we know that Mad Quack was in the pits. Don Dotter comes across the line in 10th. We're just waiting on Convict's Popeye now. 11th place for him. And there we have it. Round 1 of the Sunday lobbies. Raul was a bit robbed, mate. It was a bit robbed. I don't know what you boys do about sort of stewards' inquiries and stuff, but I know in the GTTCCs we can send clips in and say, look man, you have to send it in from a couple of angles, a couple of different drivers, so you can see all angles and stuff like that, and have a look. But I don't know how you boys roll that kind of thing. But that was round 1 of the Sunday Mazda lobbies. We were live from Dragon Trail Gardens. Zuzim's taking the win, although a little bit controversially. We'll see what the outcome of that is. Dylan Kjorten in 2nd, Raul in 3rd then. So good racing throughout. Yeah, Stewie Ewok did alright. He was unfortunate to get that last corner wrong. He was looking good for 5th place, but unfortunately he just ran himself wide, allowed Mocking Weeks to sneak through. You're right, Stewie. NA, is that like not applicable? Nothing happening. Raul's alright with it. Fair enough. I wouldn't have been impressed myself. But yes, that was round 1 of the Sunday lobbies. So you can see it's some really good racing. It's bumper to bumper action from start to finish. So I hope you stick with us and watch the whole series. There is the Thursday lobbies as well, which is just different guys who can't make the Sundays. I will say good win for Zuzim's. He did race pretty well, although a little bit naughtily at the end. Oh, I don't know what happened there. So just reading the chat that's popping up down the side. Yes, some good racing. So I hope you stick about and watch the rest of the series. It's a 10-week series. There is the Thursday lobby as well, which is some of the same drivers. Some drivers can make both Thursdays and Sundays and Thursdays. So you will see some of the same drivers in the Thursday lobby. I myself am back tomorrow night at 8:30 for Chewit Racing Mini Cup, hosted by Next Gen Racing. That's usually a good set of races as well. And then because we finished the Next Gen mid-season break, so the minis are back 8:30 tomorrow, and then I'm back at 8:30 Wednesday for the GT3 team versus team event. I think Baggy Snails and some of the boys are joining the Pro-Am League, so get yourself onto CJ's channel and go and check them out. But obviously don't stay with me, check me out. Forget CJ. Don't forget him, but you know what I mean. Watch him afterwards. You could be right there, Stewie. I think I have earned my pizza tonight. That was some chatting there to try and keep up with that. So yes, let me go back through that again. Mondays with the minis at 8:30. Wednesdays at 8:30 as well for the GR3 team versus team event. That's coming from the Nordschleife, which has scared the crap out of a lot of people in the chat room. They're all a lot of people don't like the Nords. I myself love it, but that's by the by. I'm not racing. And then I'm back Thursday for the P1 Mazda boys again, but the Thursday lobby. So again, as I say, you will see some of these guys racing again on Thursday. And Friday racing's over for me, so no more GTTCCs. So Swear Fests are over for you lot for a bit until the new season starts. I might try and get myself into a couple of races. We'll see what happens. If I do, I'll stream those live, but I don't know yet. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. There is supposed to be 1 or 2 things coming up on the MRC page on a Friday night that might just take up a bit of time. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I hope you like what you're watching. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, tell your mates, tell your mum, all that lot. Send me pizza, send me money. Shabao. My name's Darksmoka. I'm out of here.